Hi guys, Nathan Middle Down Under here. Now I hope everybody had a great Christmas, spent some time with family and friends, and didn't get up to too much mischief. Yeah, just hope you had a great time, and looking forward to the new year coming up, which I hope will be a fantastic year, shaping up to be. Now what I'm going to do in this is do my top 23 of 2023 albums. I've been going through my albums over the last number of weeks, listening to them all, and I've finally come up with the order. But yeah, picked up about 65 albums in total. So yeah, we're going to do my top 23. There's a couple of albums I can't add to this list, as I only received them yesterday and actually haven't a chance to listen to them, which is a shame because I'm sure they're going to be fantastic albums and could actually make the list. But yeah, is what it is. I'm going to start off with showing two albums that I was very, very disappointed with this year. Both the albums I was looking forward to, but yeah, just didn't make the grade at all, and for that reason, I never picked them up. So, first one, you might know that cover. It's the new Avenged Sevenfold album, Life is a Dream. I just couldn't stand it at all. In my opinion, I used to be a big fan of Avenged Sevenfold, but once the Rev passed away, rest in peace, brother, just started to lose it for me. I didn't mind the albums that came afterwards, but this one is just rubbish in my opinion. Complete change of style, music's all over the place, and yeah, I just can't get into it at all. So therefore, I didn't pick it up. I've seen it on a lot of people's most disappointing lists. And the second one is the new one, God's Mode, from In This Moment. Massive fan of In This Moment, but for me this album has just gone in a completely different direction. It's been leading up to this album, but this one I just can't handle. Getting a bit too industrial and all over the place for me now, and it's not the metal that I want from the band. So yeah, that's the album there. Yep, just can't get into it at all, so I never bothered to pick it up. I can pick it up easily enough, but I'm not going to bother wasting my money. Yeah, so that's two albums I was very disappointed with. Next I'm going to show a couple of albums that I haven't managed to pick up this year, but if I had, they would both definitely be in my top 23. One's somewhat higher than the other. Sorry, three albums. First one, this album here actually hasn't released on physical media yet. You can only download it, but they are promising that there will eventually be a CD, maybe a vinyl version of it. And this is the debut album from the band Dogma, all female hard rock band. Have no idea where they're from. They're very secretive in a lot of areas in what they do. Now they dress up as nuns. Absolutely fantastic hard rock. I really enjoy it. Just really looking forward to a new release. A physical release of the album. Next one, the latest album from the one and only Doro. Conquerors, Forever Strong and Proud. Amazing album, but she never does anything bad. And yeah, eventually I will pick that up. But yeah, another honourable mention. And the last one, this would feature very highly on my list. It would be in the top 10 for sure. If I had grabbed it, I will eventually again. But that is the latest from Frozen Soul, Glacial Domination. I absolutely love it. Great pounding death metal, melodic death metal, and I thoroughly enjoy that album. Just actually haven't managed to track down a copy as of yet, but I will. So yep, that's my three honourable mentions. Bands that would definitely make my top list if I had a physical copy of it. But for my list, I actually have to own it to be on my list. But as I said, I picked up about 65 new releases, and I'm going to do a top 23 of 23. So I'm going to stop rambling. This video may be quite long, so I apologise for that in advance. I'll try not to say much about each album at all, as I've spoken about most of them before. There's a couple of albums I actually haven't showed in updates yet, so you might even see those again in future updates in 2024. So I'm going to start off with number 23, and that is the obviously brand new. These are all brand new albums from Cannibal Corpse. Sorry about the horrible lighting in here. Chaos Horrific. Now I was very late to the band. Of course I knew of them, but I obviously thought they were going to be way too brutal and heavy for me back in the day. But it wasn't until their last album, I've forgotten the name of it, where I really started getting into the band. Now I know a lot of people love the Barnes era, but for me personally, I am a Fisher era fan, as is Darcy, Six Strings. But yeah, cracking album. I would say it's not as good as the previous album, but well and truly good enough to make my list. Just, you can never go wrong with a bit of Cannibal Corpse, and this came out on Metal Blade. So yeah, my number 23. Number 22. The debut album from The Dark Side of the Moon, featuring the one and only Melissa Bonney, who you know I'm a massive fan of. This is a collaboration album of sorts. They do a few covers on here. We also have some tracks which they wrote themselves. There's the band there, Melissa Bonney, and then you have members of the band Furoswans and the drummer from Amaranth, who is actually engaged or married actually to Melissa Bonney. But yep, great melodic metal, symphonic at times. Also have a track on here featuring there's a couple of guest stars on here, but I forgot which songs they were on off the top of my head. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Great album. I'm probably bound to forget a few things while doing this video, but yep. Now I'm up to number 21, brand new album from Exandria, with the new vocalist, and I think we have another few members in the band as well. Great album. Believe this is their most popular album to date. It sold the most copies out of any of their albums, from my understanding. The Wonders still awaiting, and really looking forward to seeing Exandria in live in concert in 2024. So yeah, number 2024, Exandria, came out on my favourite label, of course, Napalm Records. Yeah, cracking symphonic metal. Right, now into the top 20. And number 20, album from Elaine and We Shall Remain. Some fantastic symphonic metal with female fronted, but you also have your screechy, harsh vocals at times. Just another brilliant album from Elaine. Actually picked this up when I was in Sweden. The band is from Sweden, and that's why I grabbed it from there. The only album I own from them, I do need to go back and pick up some of the earlier albums if I can find them. But yeah, number 20, Elaine and We Shall Remain. Some awesome tracks on this. Yeah, absolutely love it. Came out on Atomic Fire. Good stuff. Number 19, the reformation of the band Delain, Dark Waters. I saw these guys live this year, and what a phenomenal show they put on. And this is a phenomenal return album. Of course, it hasn't got Charlotte on vocals anymore, but the new girl, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, does a fantastic job and fits in really well. Charlotte, originally from Delain, also performed a song on the Dark Side of the Moon album. And Fabi from Elvati. Now I remember. But yeah, going back to this, they played a few tracks from this live when I saw them. It was a double disc. The Quest and the Curse, they played. The Moth to a Flame, fantastic song. Invictus, Underland, just a great return album from Delane and Dark Waters, and I look forward to hearing more from this lineup. That was number 20, I think. Oh no, sorry, that was number 19. Number 18, an album that didn't come out that long ago, but I absolutely loved it. Spun it numerous times now, and therefore I can put it on my list. Album from Angelus Apatrida. I don't know what that's doing in there. Put in the wrong one. Aftermath. This is the second album I own from the band now. I have their previous album, which featured very highly that year as well, 2021, I believe. But yeah, just awesome thrash. Pretty sure they're from Spain. As I said, came out quite late in the year, but yeah, it's phenomenal. Love every single song. Even features Todd LaTorre on one song, and yeah, I really dig that. Also features another song, Snob, featuring Jamie Jester from Hatebreed. Big fan of Hatebreeds, of course. I love that song, and came out in Century Media. But yeah, if you like your modern thrash metal, check out Angelus Apatrida and Aftermath at my number 18 spot. Number 17, debut album from this band. I first heard this band when I was actually in Germany this year in the shop, and I asked who was that playing, and they said this band, and I picked up the CD and the vinyl. I loved it that much, and that is the debut album. I'm pretty sure it's a debut album from Tailgunner, Guns for Hire. Really fantastic new wave of traditional heavy metal with a few speed metal, thrash metal elements at times, but generally it's just your straightforward heavy metal band out of the UK. Yeah, and I love that album art too. Came out on Fireflash Records, and I believe that's the first album I've ever owned on that label. So at number 17 we have Tailgunner and Guns for Hire. 16, one of two New Zealand bands on my list, and this is the second album from New Zealand's own Shepherd's Reign and LMI, Samoan metal. They have a lot of vocals here in Samoan, but also have a number of tracks in English as well. And this features one of my favourite, if not my favourite song of the year, the ballad Never Forgotten. Just a cracking ballad, and it actually makes me think of my mum. So yeah, although a sad song, it lifts my spirits when I hear it. You also got Lamanu, which was actually put out a few years ago, and it is a cracking thrash song. Now these guys all over the place. They've got straightforward hard rock, they've got heavy metal, and then they've got their thrash elements in it as well. And just a cracking album from this New Zealand band. Pretty sure this is self-released, but don't quote me on that, but yeah, great New Zealand metal. Saw these guys live a few years back, and yeah, great live too. I believe also there's one Maori in the band as well as the rest of Samoan, but from Auckland, New Zealand. So yeah, that's my number 16, Shepherd's Reign. Sorry if I'm talking too fast and you don't understand me. I have had a few comments asking what that album was, probably because my accent or I speak too fast. Sorry about that. At number 15, I'm pretty sure this is 15. A band I saw live twice this year. A band I never thought I'd even see once in my lifetime. But that is the brand new album from German metal band Beyond the Black. Just self-titled. I think this is their 5th or 6th album, but probably their 5th. Just cracking album. They can't do anything wrong in my eyes. Very friendly, down-to-earth band. This is your symphonic metal, but there's also a lot of modern style classic metal in there as well. Yeah, Beyond the Black. Check them out if you don't know them. Great band. At number 15. At number 14, a band I would have liked to have seen live this year, but unfortunately I missed them at Wacken. They played too early, and that is All for Metal. This is their debut album, Legends. Amazing German power metal. As you can tell, it looks like it's power metal, doesn't it? Came out on AFM, and yeah, just a cracking release. Some of my favourite tracks in here would definitely be Born in Valhalla, Mountain of Power, Fury of the Gods, Run. Every song I can listen to the whole album and not get bored with it at all, and therefore that is why it is at my number 14 spot. At number 13, I can't remember what number studio album this is, but that is the brand new album from Overkill and Scorched. I have all the early Overkill albums, but the later stuff I don't actually own too much of. But I heard a track off this album before it was released, and yeah, thought that was phenomenal. A band who sticks to their guns, never goes astray from their roots, and just really good thrash metal. Don't know how old these guys are now, but they must be getting on. But yeah, twist of the what does it say? Can't read that one. Wicked Place, Won't Be Coming Back. Just great album from Overkill and Scorched. At my number 13. At number 12, another album I haven't owned for too long, but fell in love with it, and that is the brand new album from Ex Mortis. Your melodic death metal at its finest. The band's been around for a long time now. It's came out on Nuclear Blast, and yeah, from start to finish, just full on thrash metal with some death metal leniences, bits in there as well. But yeah, love that cover too. So that's at my number 12, Ex Mortis. At number 11, we have Ad Infinitum's third album, Chapter 3, Downfall, featuring the one and only Melissa, who's also the lead vocalist in Dark Side of the Moon, so she features twice. But yeah, just leading on from the first two albums, this probably is actually my favourite of the three. The more and more I listen to it. Another band I missed, unfortunately, at Wacken, which was a real shame. I just hope when I go back to Wacken next year, maybe Dark Side of the Moon may play. But yeah, Under Burning Skies, Upside Down, From the Ashes, all fantastic tracks on Napalm Records. Right, up to my top 10. At number 10, I spoke very highly of this album when I showed it, and I said it would definitely feature on my list, but has gone down the list a little bit as other albums have just got it out at the end, and that is the brand new album from Temperance, Hermitage, Daruma's Eyes Part 2, with their new vocalist, Christina Starkey from New York. The band is from Italy. They brought her on board, and I think she does a fantastic job. Really suits the band, and as well as the operatic vocals she can do, straightforward, gritty, heavy metal vocals as well. And yeah, very, very happy that they got her on board. And yeah, cracking album. One of my favourite songs of the year also, Daruma. Love that song. Really catchy chorus. But yeah, the three vocalists, the harmonisation between the three vocalists on this album is immense, and yeah, absolutely love it. Temperance and Hermitage, Daruma's Eyes Part 2, also on Napalm Records. Number 9. Now this is the only album I picked up on both vinyl and CD this year, and that is from the one and only Obituary, my favourite death metal band by far, still to this day. I just love the riffs. I love, he's got such a unique voice, you automatically know who he is, along with the music. It's just slow, doomy, and just brilliant, and this album is great. I prefer it over the last album personally, but hence why I picked it up on both formats. I could actually go and see these guys in a week's time. Unfortunately, I'll be busy, which is a real shame. It's only putting on a show maybe an hour and a half from where I live. But yeah, unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. But yeah, you never know, they might play at Varkin next year. We can only hope. But yeah, Obituary and Dying of Everything. Cracking album. What number was that one? It was 9. So at number 8, debut album from this female-fronted band out of Italy. Band is called Never Obey Again. The album is the ends of an era, and yeah, I love this album. Came out on Scarlet Records. Another one of my favourite tracks of the year is number 9, 945. Love the chorus. It's just such a catchy tune, and it's stuck in my head. Also do a cover of the Cranberry song Zombie, and yeah, they make it their own, and it sounds phenomenal. But The Storm, Toxic Feelings, Wake Up, just a brilliant modern hard rock, heavy metal album from Never Obey Again. Number 8. Number 7. Now we're getting into a bit more hard rock. This is from the second album from the band Crown and Operation Phoenix. Now what I will say, this album for me isn't quite as good as their debut, but it's well and truly good enough to be on my list. It shows you how good their debut album is. But yeah, love this album, featuring we have guys from Heat, the Poodles, Art Nation, who else? We have Dynasty, and we have the bass player from Europe, and the name escapes me right now, John Levine, who you know I love as a bass player. Yeah, so a super group of sorts, and yeah, just really good hard rock, taking it back to the 80s, but with that modern production, and I absolutely love it. Crown, band out of Sweden. That was my number 7. At number 6, we have the highest New Zealand band on my list, and that is a local band to me, or pretty local to me, Curly's Jewels. It's a self-titled album. I can put this on and just tap my feet the whole time the album is playing. Really happy album. Yeah, if I'm feeling down, I can put this album on, and yeah, definitely makes me feel somewhat better. Cracking songs on here. You have Sneaky, Criminal, Absentee, which is an amazing ballad. But the whole album is absolutely phenomenal. So check out Curly's Jewels. Spelled CURLYSJEWELS if you want to check them out online. So very high in my list is this New Zealand band who I absolutely love, and yeah, follow them and pick up everything that they put out. So yep, Curly's Jewels. So now into my top 5. First one, young German band. This is their debut album, As Fireborn. They have put out a previous EP under the name Dislike Silence, I'm pretty sure it is. But then they changed their name to Fireborn and put this album out this year. It is called Reflections. Female fronted metal. She has an amazing voice, quite gritty. Think maybe Doro, but a little bit cleaner in her vocal style. But generally the band is just really good. Hard rock, heavy metal, and yeah, I hope this band puts out lots more music. Quite a few songs on this album as well. It's not too long, it's just the right length, and I find it absolutely phenomenal. Came out on Deco, and yeah, Fireborn Reflections, really good hard rock at number 5. So 4 left. Next one. Now, this is a young lady from Australia. She is the youngest ever artist to join the Frontiers music label. Her father is a big hard rock fanatic and plays guitar in the band Wicked Smile, if you know them. And this is Cassidy Paris and New Sensation. This is just a throwback to the 80s with that modern feel. She really takes after her dad. Her dad brought her up on this kind of music, and she does an amazing job. Also plays a bit of guitar. She's been on tour over in the UK with her dad's band Wicked Smile, and he's been playing guitar with her. So that'd be awesome, playing guitar with your son, daughter. Yeah, as I said, Frontiers. Was actually having a good chat to her just recently, last week, on Facebook Messenger, and yeah, really lovely lady. She's 21, and yeah, it's a debut album, and yeah, I think it's absolutely phenomenal. Favorite song in here would have to be a Song for the Broken Hearted. I know her favorite song, which we're talking about, Here I Am. That's her favorite track. But you have Danger, another track that is recently released on. I made a video for that. So yeah, check out Cassidy Paris, and she makes my number 4. That's how much I rate this album. New Sensation. Came out on the Frontiers, as I said. Right, top 3. I know this album has featured highly on a number of people's lists, and it's also featured as number 1 on a couple of lists I've seen. But that is the brand new album from Hellripper. Came out fairly early in the year, and I remember saying to people that this will definitely be highly on my list, very high on my list, and it is number 3. Warlocks, Grim, and Withered Hags. What's the guy's name? James McBain. Just what a talented Scotsman he is. Does all the instruments himself, and this is definitely, for me personally, his best album to date. He's definitely progressing and yeah, learning from each album, and yeah, just puts out amazing stuff. Rate this album so highly, and that is why it is at my number 3. And this is your blackened speed thrash. Really good stuff. Hellripper, Warlocks, Grim, and Withered Hags. Number 2. Now, this is the band that I talk about quite a lot. I don't see anybody else talk about them at all, even people who are from Germany. But I absolutely love this band, and I'm getting the chance to see them live next year, which I can't wait for. This is the most recent release from the band, Feuerswans, or Firetail in English. Fig Fuhrer is the name of the album. This is your folk metal, and just I love it. They're not a joke band, but they are quite humorous at times. And two of the members also feature in Dark Side of the Moon. You have Jenny here, and then you have Hans Platz up here. Now they both feature in the Dark Side of the Moon with Melissa Bonney and her husband, who out of Amaranth, who I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But yeah, if you like your German folk metal, check them out. They may surprise you. Always have great album art. Most of the songs generally are in German, but they do put some out in English. And this features the song Bastard von Asgard, and it features Fabienne Ernie out of Elvati, and Illumishade, which Illumishade have an album coming out next year, which I'm really looking forward to hearing. But probably my favourite song in here would have to be Morrigan. Love that track, but in all honesty, this is a 10 out of 10 album for me personally. Absolutely love it. Hence why it is my number 2. Just missed out on the number 1 spot. And yep, I'll get on to my number 1 in just a second. Right, my number 1 of the year. This is the second album this band has put out. They're a band out of the States. Can't remember where in the States they're from. They are a symphonic power metal band, female fronted. The album's name is Venera, and the band's name is called Everdawn. Just, I can't get over how good this album is. The song Century Black is what turned me on to this band. But the number 3, Silver Lining, is my favourite song of the year. Definitely, Silver Lining. I love, not so much the chorus, but I absolutely love the style they put in their verses. But this also came out on Frontiers, and I absolutely love it. Hence why it's my number 1. Everdawn, Venera. Said female fronted. There she is there, and then also have another band shot there. So symphonic power metal, but it's not over the top symphonic. There is some tracks in there a bit more symphonic-y than others, but yeah, really great listen. Really upbeat music, and yeah, fell in love with this album as soon as I heard it, and it knocked a number of albums off where they were supposed to be sitting. Yep, Everdawn, Venera, my number 1. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. It's going to know the video's been gone for 33 minutes. Hope you'll manage to stick in there and didn't turn it off or get bored. But that is my top 23 of 23 with a few honourable mentions and a couple of disappointing albums of the year. Really looking forward to 2024. Got a number of albums on pre-order so far. I have Infected Rain, Metal Light, Dragon Force, Judas Priest, Ex Eden, Amaranth, Jenna, all on pre-order. There might be another one or two, I can't remember. And Ailstorm are bringing out a new album as well, so I look forward to a bit more jokey pirate metal from those guys. So I probably won't see you guys or be making another video before the new year. So I hope you all guys have a fantastic rest of Christmas and have a great New Year's. Stay safe everybody, and I will see you guys in the new year. Bye for now.